This is that moment where you go back and you say, I did that and I can do it again. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm B and I create personal development and lifestyle videos. Before I even jump into the meat and potatoes, I want to ask one question. And if you answer yes, then that is a huge indicator that you should stay for the rest. So, have you ever told yourself that you weren't good enough? Yeah, it kind of sucks when you have to respond yes to that question. But I can't think of anyone in their entire life that hasn't at least once told themselves, you weren't good enough to go after this job because XYZ. You weren't good enough to get out of a certain relationship or get into one because XYZ. You're not good enough to pursue a certain path because XYZ. It really sucks when you're the one who's stopping yourself from success. And what I finally figured out is there's actually a term for this, and it's called self-rejection. Self-rejection is a form of self-sabotage. It's where you find yourself criticizing, judging, being nitpicky about your failures or your flaws, and taking yourself out of an equation that you haven't even entered into. Before life can reject you, before something can disappoint you, before you can not get or not have something go the way you want it to, you're just gonna reject yourself from it. Take yourself out. Why are we taking ourselves out? So you recognize that you're self-rejecting. How do you stop that? I'm gonna go through a few ways that have helped me to stop self-rejection in its tracks, and hopefully these can help you as well. Number one, arrest your thoughts. Now, what do I mean by that? I am a big believer that what you think, you become. And personally for me, when I have a thought that just seems a little off, I like to challenge that thought. Basically hold it captive and arrest it, because your mind is so powerful, and that is not a space that thought needs to stay. It's not the truth. You are enough. You can do this. You will make it. Whatever it is, I like to challenge that thought. Not just saying it internally, but also externally. So if something comes up and in my head I'm just like, you're not smart enough, I will literally say out loud, no, and then I will list off all the reasons why I am smart enough. I think it's extremely important to identify and acknowledge whatever you are feeling in that moment, because emotions are a great temperature check for what's going on in your head, but taking it one step further and stopping your thoughts where they are so that they don't run rampant. It's extremely hard when it's a thought that's consistently passing through your head that it becomes your truth. Now that is your paradigm. That's the lens you see yourself out of. And coming out of that is so much harder than when a thought comes and it's one that's not kosher, stopping it and challenging it. Number two, brag on yourself. Yes, that is what I said. It is about that time to bring out that list of accomplishments, to look through your skills, your values, everything that makes you remarkable, and remind yourself who you are. This is that moment where you go back and you say, I did that and I can do it again. It is your moment to focus on all the good that you have and what makes you capable and ready to do whatever your heart desires, instead of focusing on where you didn't quite make it or where you fell short. One thing that I've carried from running track in middle school, it's so random, but stay in your lane. Don't worry. It's like, don't look left and right on what other people are doing. Focus on you and what makes you remarkable, and you'll get to where you're going and you'll be great at it because it's the lane that was made for you. The third thing, it's time to get vulnerable and to ask yourself questions. Is it something that you're afraid of? Is it something that happened in your past that's causing you to feel like that is what your future will be and that is the only way your future can be? This is where it's not a time to be superficial at all. The thought is the symptom, but it's time for you to get to the root. And that's the only way that you can stop something from springing up and growing again. Something that personally helps me, and I know it helps a lot of other people, is journaling. That is where I'm able to process my thoughts and to get everything out on paper, not worrying about how it's going to sound or if it makes sense, if it's cohesive, but just getting everything out. And eventually I'm able to pull out the deepest parts of me and process all of that on the page. Number 4, this one is an easy one, but it truly helps. Talk to someone, whether it's a therapist or a trusted friend. What I've realized, it's so much easier for someone else to see the greatness in you than it is for you to see the greatness in yourself. I can't tell you how many times that I've had a friend come to me and I'm able to, like, right off the bat tell them how amazing they are, and it's like something that didn't even cross their mind in that moment. It's like they forgot who they were, or they just couldn't see how great they were at a certain thing. And I'm just like, no, you are. So it really helps to talk to someone else. One, that could be another version of processing your thoughts and getting it out, especially if you're very comfortable with whoever you're speaking to. But it's also a great way for someone else, I guess, to pour into you. There are moments where your cup runs empty, and having relationships and friendships really does help, because when you're empty, they can pour into you and you can do the same for them. Being vulnerable in that moment can make the difference of you staying in your head and thinking you can't do something, and transferring that over to having someone remind you, when you can't remind yourself, how remarkable you are. And the final thing, do it while afraid. If your self-rejection is rooted in fear, that is the best thing that I could say to you. Push through that fear. There's a quote, I don't exactly know who said it, but it says, everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of fear. And I can say that that is so true. You never know how much you can do until you do it. You never know how smart, brave, strong you are until you're met with a challenge. Life is challenging, and it's not always easy, and sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it to, but you'll never know if you don't do it. Scared or not, I say go for it, because it's better to say I tried it than to sit there and think, what if? All right, guys, so that's all I have on ways to combat self-rejection. I really hope that at least one of these help you if you're going through your own bout of it, because you are amazing. You can do remarkable things. You just have to go for it. Your life can be as full and as amazing, as rich, exciting, adventurous as you want it to be, but you have to go out there and get it. There's not going to be someone who's going to do it for you. You have to seek those opportunities and take it. If you dream of something, go for it. If you have a passion, do it. This is your life and you get to live it, but you can make it what you want it to be. The best way to do that is to not stop yourself before you even try. Before I go, I do want to leave a little reminder to subscribe to my channel and like this video. It helps me know if I'm on the right track of the type of content that you guys would like to see in the future. If you have any thoughts or tips on ways that you have combated self-rejection, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Remember, you are amazing, capable, remarkable. You are good enough. So go and conquer your dreams.